my gosh, this chair is cold.
I was gonna just do kind of like what Olivia and Jordan just did, just like dress up.
Dress up. I was like,
Yeah.
this is the
Something
same.
more like normal.
Oh wait, I need to give you my superlative sheet.
Is it all done?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Jordan, here's another one, hon.
Oh, I have mine too.
I'll run them out to her. Got a couple more here.
Wait, I think it's in my back.
Oh, we can go out and get it.
I'm getting Smelly's feet, there's no way around it.
It's okay, Marie.
Sorry.
Do you think it would be okay if we went on the vocabulary words to see how they like are pronounced?
Yes.
That's one thing I really like. And chairs. Interesting observation. There you go.
Class is so empty today.
Oh, that page is in here.
She's at a funeral for her great grandpa, she didn't know.
Okay, I went ahead and
That's so
gave you Thursday and Friday's word, so you can get your sheet filled out. Obstreperous and obtuse. I love obtuse, it means stupid. So instead of saying the word stupid, you could just say, you're so obtuse.
I was thinking of the map, like
Yeah.
that, like the angle.
Yeah, because there's like a cute
Like a cute obtuse is
and
like
right.
larger than 90.
It's like a cute, it's less
Yeah.
than 90.
Oh, it's the 18. Today's the 18th period. Oopsies. Marilyn doesn't do that then.
I love the hat.
Thank you.
I mean, that is something I would wear on the beach.
Yeah, I have one.
Yes. Sunscreen, girls. That's one word I have for you. Sunscreen. Seriously. On the face.
Oh. That's, I get it right on my nose and on my cheek.
My whole face.
Yeah.
It's not.
My,
Sunscreen.
that's like that and my shoulders burn, but the rest of me's okay.
Okay,
But I still wear it anyway.
yeah.
If I don't wear sunscreen, I tan. If I do, I
It's
won't
such a
tan.
nice day.
I
It said that it was gonna be overcast.
It was supposed to storm all day.
It's supposed to be
Yeah, they're supposed to
77
get like
degrees.
tornadoes and stuff.
Okay,
We haven't
Marnay
done
has requested that, that I pronounce the words, and you know, that's a fair request, so.
I was like, when you said that, I was like, what are they?
All right, niggardly, nurture, that's so easy, I don't know why that's on there, nurture. Obdurate. Obeisance, obeisance, I'm going to have dictionary.com pronounce that one. Here it comes.
Obeisance.
Obeisance. Obeisance. So pretend like that I is a Y.
Obeisance.
Obeisance. Obscure, obsequious, obstreperous, obtuse, obviate, odious, officious, ominous, opprobrious. Let me make sure.
Opprobrious.
Opprobrious, opprobrious, opulence and ostentatious. Does that help, Renee?
Yes.
Okay, good. If you want to hear any of them again, let me know.
Opprobrious.
Opprobrious, kind of like appropriate, but with an O and no T.
Her
Opprobrious.
Who was that?
Opprobrious.
Or I mean Erica. I was gonna say Mrs. Bly.
Mhm.
Opprobrious.
That was funny how Miss Murphy was like, I need Will Smith.
I know.
Like, she's actually
Oh, she
going
said
on.
that?
Yeah, she was
Oh.
actually going on.
Don't we all?
Ostentatious.
Now
There.
her better
Ostentatious.
face.
Huh?
There
There are
better
better
picks.
You can do
Have you
worse.
seen like, he does very much look like Will Smith though.
Yeah, he does.
Have you seen the movie Hitch? Where
Yes.
his face gets all like puffy and nasty?
Yes.
So funny.
Have you guys seen 7 Pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't, but I really want to.
I really
Yes.
like the
My
movie
husband really
Pursuit
liked
of
it.
Happiness
Oh my gosh,
with
I
him.
was just gonna say
With
that.
I want
his-
that
his-
to be a movie night movie
His
Yes. That makes, it makes me
son.
cry every time.
with his wife. Yeah, his real son.
Yeah, his real son. It's
Yeah.
like there's like some connection that you wouldn't get if it wasn't his real son.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
What's
so
that
good.
story? What's that movie about?
It's about like a man who he sells he sells like these like machines to doctors, and he tries to get them to buy them, and that's practically his living.
But he's homeless
But he's
before
homeless,
that.
Yeah.
It's a true story.
And his wife like leaves him because she's like, oh, I'm gonna go live with my sister because he
Wait, what
can't
movie
support
is
us.
this?
Pursuit of
Pursuit
Happiness.
of Happiness.
I think that
I
will
know
definitely
it.
be a movie night
Yeah.
movie next year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, maybe not for lower school though.
right,
Yeah.
right. So quiz tomorrow. Last vocab quiz, right?
Yay. OMG.
Yes. Yes, Maddie.
How do you spell obnoxious?
Obnoxious. OBNOXIOUS.
Obtuse.
Oh, that's a good
We have
one
6
for
days
Lauren.
left in school.
Obtuse. Yeah, that's good for you two to use.
Obtuse.
You said 6?
Don't say that.
What?
We have
Only
6
6
days left in school.
You make it sound like it's like not that much, but with finals and everything, it's really.
We have a lot to do in a little
A
amount of
lot.
time.
Mhm.
Yes.
My friends are like, are you not gonna be in school next month? I was like, yeah, because I get off like the 20th.
It's awesome.
And they're all like, what? That's not fair. How am I going to go to school?
They're always so jealous.
That's why I was like,
Everyone
everyone
knows
else
That's right. It is fair. If they want to
They're
live
like,
the dream,
you
they should
start
come here.
late, you start late and you finish early. I don't understand how that's possible.
And you're smarter than they are. So
Don't cause trouble. I mean, honestly,
I
when I was
don't
in
know about
school,
that.
my teacher, she would, the whole entire class period, for like the whole entire first semester, she filled out pink slips.
oh yeah,
Through the whole entire day, I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm learning nothing.
yeah, I know.
And I still have to sit there.
You know, it's interesting you bring that up because yesterday,
Ow.
at the end of the day, we had a girl come in, Emily Holbert. She's a freshman at Homestead, and she's only been there a year, I think, because they moved from Wisconsin. But she said, you know, pretty much the same thing. Yeah, she drives all the way to Marion and to dance at Sydney Revenant's mom's studio, and she also goes to the Fort Wayne Ballet. So,
Oh,
but
she's gonna come here for college, yeah?
yeah, she's already on point, and not at the Fort Wayne Ballet, but she was in Wisconsin.
Oh.
But anyway, wants to come here for academics too, and it looks like she's going to. But you know, we were talking about just everything. Everyone thinks Homestead and Carroll, you know, is such a better school than Fort Wayne Community, and it's just the difference between Southside kids getting drugs and Homestead kids getting drugs is this. In order for a Southside kid to get drugs, they probably have to steal it. A Homestead kid can either buy it, because there's a lot of money, or take their parents' medicine, you know, which they do a lot. They have these things called farm parties, PHARM, like pharmacy
And you like
parties.
put all like bottles
They,
and you mix
they
it.
take
Like a
medicine
handful.
from their parents' medicine cabinets and they put them in a bowl, and then you just take
A handful.
a handful. Now, I don't have proof that they have them, but I saw that episode on Law and Order.
It's not like they taste good or make you feel good. They make you
Well,
feel
and
good.
the episode I saw on Law and Order, a kid grabbed some drugs and it happened to be some parent's heart medicine, and he ended up dead, maybe. But that's the difference, my point is, that's the difference between like a rich kid party and a poor kid party, right? And the mom was talking about, you know, the drugs out there, and I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
They get away with it.
And, yeah, and she was talking about the disrespect that the students show the teachers because they feel they're entitled, you know, because they do have a lot of money and, I said, well, you won't really have that here, we don't tolerate that, and so I know exactly where she was coming from as a mom, you know, and
I could have some in the carpool.
there you go.
Well, I mean, I'll be driving next year, so.
But anyway, she was talking about that too. She said there's at least 4 Camaros in the parking lot that sophomores drive. She said the student cars are nicer than the teacher cars. And
My mom told me that driving a new car when you're like first time driver is really expensive for insurance.
oh yeah,
And if you
Well, just
wreck
depends
it.
on, yeah.
you don't need a new car
I
as
saw
a
this
sophomore in
one
high
girl-
school.
I saw
Why
this
would you
girl,
need a new car?
she was like a brand new driver and she had a blue Mustang and she wrecked it and completely destroyed it and she was just sitting there crying, like, cause her car was destroyed and
Mhm.
she was obviously like really young, she was like my age.
I mean, personally, I don't even want a new car.
And so-
I just like, it's too much.
I was like, well, like, where's your car?
My first car was an orange Pinto,
That's cute.
I like
a
Pintos
Ford
are
Pinto. Those were the days, yeah.
It's probably a stupid question, but what's a pink slip?
It's when you write a kid up.
Like, kinda like a daycare.
Yeah, but it's actually
I
a
never ever thought I'd get
paper
that
that you
question.
write, a referral.
What does that do? Just
You get in trouble. Turn it into the office and you get in trouble. I wrote probably
Still get one.
5 a week. My husband probably writes between 5 and 10 a week.
So they just like
Now you're
get
writing
and
that.
yelled at? Or like, do they tell their parents or like?
It depends how many you have. If it's like your first one, depending on what it is, it just depends on the offense. I mean, it's all spelled out in the Fort Wayne Community School handbook, you know, if it's like smoking, then you're in huge trouble. You get fined. I forget what the fine is, but it's couple $100. And you're suspended for having, you know, an illegal substance on campus. If it's like, cussing out a teacher or saying the F word, like the teacher, your new math teacher, Mrs. Faulkner, she just had a student, she told a student to sit down and he said, "You sit down, mother effer."
Oh my god, that's horrible.
And so she just pulled out a referral and started writing it out. She's like the calmest person ever. Started writing it out and he was like, "You can't fail me, you'll lose your job." And she goes, "That's not how it works." And she kept writing it out and he just kept on talking and you just keep writing down what they're saying. You don't take any of it personal, and then you send them to the office or you have them, you call the cops and have them escorted to the office. Yeah, she says she won't miss that. And
She
then,
won't get that here.
while this is going on, like Marnie said, the whole class is sitting there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're not in shock because it happens pretty frequently. They're, you know, just working on something or waiting for you to start class. It's wasting time. And then sometimes in the same class period, I might have to say, "Put away your phone. Can I have your phone?" And sometimes the kid will give it to you, and you have to turn it into the office. Or also sometimes they'll say, "No, you can't take my phone." And then that turns into a struggle, and then you pull out a referral and you have to handle that. Yeah, and the whole time you're sitting there waiting for school to start.
It's kind of disgusting because I was walking, I like went outside to walk my dog, and my neighbor's boyfriend was outside smoking a cigarette. I was just like, why?
Mhm.
Like, you're in high school, don't even do
Well, they
that.
don't
It's
even like
just,
dispose
so
of it
annoying.
properly.
And
Yeah.
like they like throw it on the ground, and I'll see like cigarettes like on my lawn. Like,
Yeah, it's disgusting.
no, like do not
I hate
do
when
that.
people like throw the trash in there because
Mm-hmm.
people walk through
Happens to us
it.
too, because we live right by the stoplight.
And
We
so
find
people
Taco Bell
walk up to
wrappers,
the
Burger
trash.
King wrappers
It's
in our yard. It's like, really?
That's nice.
Come
like-
on.
Pick it up.
So yeah, it's
I'm sure Emily will like it here. It's
Yes.
not like that at
the
all.
things I was saying. She was just shaking her head, and you know, and I can talk to the parents, because I'm a parent and a teacher, you know, and I've taught in the public schools, so they have questions like, okay, so what about getting into college? And I'm like, well, it kind of speaks for itself. We've got kids getting into IU and Butler, so it's a good school, right? And it was a good conversation. And we've had several shadows. Emily's actually shadowing tomorrow,
And who's she
I
shadowing?
need to,
She's
I
gonna
have
shadow
a friend who
Paige.
needs to shadow.
because she's in that grade.
Oh, yay, I was just gonna ask.
Oh, cause I thought
I
they
have a
shadowed a
friend
grade
who-
above them.
She'll be a sophomore, yeah, but the rotation classes won't be there for her to shadow. Like, there is no geometry class right now,
Right.
so she's gonna shadow Paige.
Do you think it would be okay to have someone shadow on like Monday or Tuesday of
Yes.
next week? Okay, cause that's like the last chance we have for someone to shadow, and I have a friend from Homestead that she was homeschooled up until she went to Homestead.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And was
that's
like
a
walked
big
in and
culture
was
shock.
just like,
Walking to the biggest school in the
yeah, and
county.
she's like,
Wow.
I hate it so much, and so she's looking for a smaller environment, and, so I just haven't had time to like contact her about it, and she doesn't realize how short our school year is, so
Yeah.
she may be shadowing.
Okay, yeah,
But
contact
she'll
her.
probably want to shadow me.
Yeah, sure,
She
sure.
knows me.
Well, is she in your grade?
Yes.
So she's in the freshman building at Homestead? Yeah. Okay, which is smaller than the rest of the building, but still,
Yeah.
you're with like 400 kids in each grade, if you can
That's so
imagine that. Yeah.
It's
Like going from like homeschool
The
Yeah,
rest of
to
their
that.
family,
one person.
the rest of their family all homeschools, and like her sister had cancer. She
Mm.
just like got rid of it. So she was like really shocked when she walked in.
Is her sister okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's okay now. She had
Is that
like, bone
Anna?
cancer. Yeah, it's Anna's older
Yeah.
sister. Yeah, she had bone cancer, and then she went through chemo and had like a bone
Bone marrow
Yeah.
transplant?
And like they like completely replaced her knee.
Okay.
So she's okay now. She's walking. She's doing great.
And how old is she?
She is. I think she just turned 13.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's really.
And so, I'm just excited to get, you know,
How many people do you think that are new are gonna be here next year?
well, we were shooting for 10, but we're losing 4, so there'll only actually be, you know, like 6 new people. I mean, there'll be 10 new people, but you understand what I mean? We're
Yeah.
replacing the 4,
Replacing,
we're,
yeah.
yeah. We're hoping for 10. For sure we have Chloe Hazlett and Morgan Schmidt. And then for sure we have Anna Nader. I don't know if you remember her. I think she's from Woodside. And I'm hoping that Maddie and Reese come. They shadowed together, that boy and that girl.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm hoping,
Is she gonna do ballet?
I'm not sure. I have a whole list. I have 19 kids on my list, but some of them aren't. Some of them won't be this year, but the following year. And some of them are still thinking about it, you know, it won't be 19. I mean, that would be fabulous, but it won't.
Be a lot of new students.
Mm-hmm.
Already?
Yeah.
My 7th grade year, we had a ton of new students. I was like when Morgan, she like came and.
It's like Shelby.
Yeah.
And that year, and
Bailey
Bailey
Lemons.
Lemons, like, and Justin Fry, and like,
Yeah.
all those kids like came in, and that was a big adjustment. That was like the biggest,
Yeah.
like,
It's exciting.
There was a girl who shadowed me last year, but I don't know if she decided to come or not, cause she just moved
Hmm.
from, I can't remember where she was.
Oh, and
from.
Hannah Moore, who was
She
here
shadowed me.
last week,
Oh,
Friday,
yeah.
it's looking like she will.
She wants to.
well, the first
She's
who
one of the
shadowed me
dance
last
classes.
year was Matea, and then she got.
Wait, she shadowed last year?
She shadowed me. She had blonde hair, and everyone said she looked like Paige, and she was being all upset and sassy about it.
I don't remember her.
It's not a good sign.
Yeah, we're just like, whoa, calm down.
Yeah.
Oh, and Savannah Martin.
Yeah,
Savannah
Martin.
was that same year.
She left though because I don't think she liked
a month
it.
after the start of school.
Yeah, she likes her pop.
She what?
She didn't like it.
Yeah. I think once you start in the public school,
Well, it's more like if you get bullied in public school.
It's
Right.
more of like a. you
But if
would
you're
like
popular,
it.
then you like your environment.
right,
Yeah, and she was,
yeah, I
That's how
just,
people are. If things are going well for them, they really like it. But if things aren't going well for them, they don't like it and they want to like stop doing it.
unless they can see beyond that, which is rare.
Which is very rare.
Yeah. But anyway, hi Lauren. So I had you finish Act 2 on your own, and how did Act 2 end? Can someone tell us?
Did you know I used to be married to him?
Yes, I did. You were, Marilyn Monroe was married to Arthur Miller. You are correct. Yes, and she was married to Joe DiMaggio, a famous baseball player.
How
Yes.
many times was she there?
And a mistress of the Kennedys. More than one.
Yep.
Yes. She led a very,
She had a hard life.
she did. She did.
Very hard.
Okay, what happened at the end of Act 2?
Well, I know that they like put handcuffs around Elizabeth and they were like taking her out the door and like Proctor was like, no, like don't do that. Like that's not necessary, and he was like, just stay in the house. And so then Proctor like went over to Mary and he started like kind of like beating her up. He's like, you know, like you need to tell them the truth, and she just kept saying, I cannot do it. And that's what was happening at the end.
Yes. So, do you think it's fair that they took Elizabeth? No. I mean, here's a woman who's literally at home, minding her own business, taking care of her family. Someone in the courthouse who's jealous of her accuses her of being a witch, and then all of a sudden the police come and take her. I mean, what happened to innocent until proven guilty, right? Well, we did.
Was it invented then?
I don't think so.
It was like invented.
But what's, my question is like, there's no real evidence of
Of anything.
anything, so you can't have a warrant for someone's arrest unless you have evidence.
Right. That reminds me, I wanted to ask, those of you that I handed out that sheet to,
Mhm.
if you have any questions, come see me. Did you look over the topics?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Okay. Okay. All right, so Act 3, let's go ahead and start Act 3. Let me read the italicized part. The vestry room of the Salem Meeting House, now serving as the anteroom of the General Court. As the curtain rises, the room is empty, but for sunlight pouring through 2 high windows in the back wall. The room is solemn, even forbidding. Heavy beams jut out, boards of random widths make up the walls. At the right are 2 doors leading into the meeting house proper, where the court is being held. At the left, another door leads outside. There is a plain bench at the left and another at the right. In the center, a rather long meeting table with stools and a considerable armchair snugged up to it. Through the partitioning wall at the right, we hear a prosecutor's voice, Judge Hawthorne asking a question, then a woman's voice, Martha Corey's replying. Okay, who wants to be Hawthorne? Lauren, okay. Martha Corey, Holly.
Don't we already have a child?
Let's see.
And Harry?
And then, yeah, Giles, who'd like to be him?
I thought we already had a person who's child.
Yeah, he may be absent. She may be absent. Marie, you wanna be Giles?
Sure.
And Maddie, you wanna be Danforth?
Sure.
I can be Herrick.
I think
Paris has one.
Yeah, Paris had one.
Marnie, do you have a part? I don't think so.
Who's Paris? We need someone to be,
Marnie.
okay, Marnie, you wanna be?
Sure.
Okay, since you were volunteering.
Thanks.
Alright, she was voluntold.
Okay, all right, take it away, Lauren.
How do you know then that you are not a witch?
Wait a minute, where
Where
are
are you?
Oh.
you?
Oh, oops, I started on this page.
Okay, gotcha. The pages are so
Okay.
thin, yeah.
Now, Martha Corey, there is abundant evidence in our hands to show that you have given yourself to the reading of fortunes. Do you deny it?
I am an innocent witch. I am innocent to a witch. I know not what a witch is.
How do you know then that you are not a witch?
If I were, I would know it.
Why do you hurt these children?
I do not hurt them. I scorn it.
I have evidence for the court.
Oh, sorry. You will keep your seat.
Thomas Putnam is reaching out for land.
Remove the man, Marshal.
You're hearing lies, lies.
Arrest him, Excellency.
I have evidence. Why will you not hear my evidence? Hands off, darn you, let me go.
Giles.
Out of my way, Herrick. I bring evidence.
You cannot go in there, Giles. It's a court.
Do you want me to be hailed too?
go ahead.
Okay, pray be calm a moment. You, Mr. Hale, go in there and demand I speak.
Oh, you're Giles.
Yeah,
I'm also, cause I was Hale last.
She's talking to
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah, a moment, sir, a moment. They'll be hanging my wife.
How do you dare come roaring into this court? Are you gone daft, Corey?
You're not a Boston judge yet, Hawthorne. You'll not call me daft.
Enter Deputy Governor Danforth, and behind him Ezekiel Cheever and Paris. On his appearance, silence falls. Danforth is a grave man in his 60s, of some humor and sophistication that does not, however, interfere with an exact loyalty to his position and his cause. He comes down to Giles, who awaits his wrath.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey, sir, and more contentious.
I am asked the question, and I am old enough to answer it. My name is Corey, sir, Giles Corey. I have 600 acres and timber in addition. It is my wife you'll be condemning now.
And how do you imagine to help her with such contemptuous?
Help her cause, yeah.
Oh, help her cause with such contemptuous riot. Now be gone. Your old age alone keeps you out of jail for this.
They be telling lies about my wife, sir.
Do you take it upon yourself to determine what this court shall believe and what it shall set aside?
Your Excellency, we mean the disrespect part.
Disrespect indeed. It is disruption, mister. This is the highest court of the supreme government of this province.
Yep.
Do you know it?
Your Excellency, I only said she were reading books, sir, and they come and take her out of my house for.
Books? What books?
It is my third wife, sir. I never had no wife that be so taken with books, and I thought to find the cause of it, do you see? But it were no which I blamed her for. I have broke charity with the woman. I have broke charity with her. Oh, that's me too. Excellency, he claims hard evidence for his wife's defense. I think that in all justice he must.
Then let him submit his evidence in proper
Affidavit.
affidavit. You are certainly aware of our procedure here, Mr. Hale. Clear this room.
Come on now, Giles. We need, Lauren, can you be Francis also?
We are desperate, sir. We come here 3 days now and cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
His wife's Rebecca, that were condemned this morning.
Indeed. I am amazed to find you in such uproar. I have only good report of your character, Mr. Nurse.
I think they must both be arrested in contempt, sir.
Let you write your plea, and in due time I will.
Excellency, we have proof for your eyes. God forbid you shut them to it. The girls, sir, the girls are frauds.
What's this?
We have proof of it, sir. They're all deceiving you. This is contempt, sir, contempt.
Peace, Judge Hawthorne. Do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I surely do, sir, and I think you must be a wise judge to be what you are.
And do you know that near to 400 are in the jails from Marblehead to Lynn and upon my signature? And 72 condemned to hang by that signature?
Excellency, I never thought to say it to such a weighty judge, but you are deceived.
Enter Giles Corey from left. All turn to see as he beckons and Mary Warren with Proctor. Mary is keeping her eyes to the ground. Proctor has her elbow as though she were near collapse, so he has dragged her to the court.
Mary Warren, what are you about here?
Who was Proctor before?
That was me.
Okay, go ahead.
She would speak with the deputy governor.
Did you not tell me Mary Warren were sick in bed?
She were, Your Honor. When I go to fetch her to the court last week, she said she were sick.
She has been striving with her soul all week, Your Honor. She comes now to tell the truth of this to you.
Who is this?
John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor is my wife. Beware this man, Your Excellency. This man is.
Sorry, you. Oh, okay. I think think you must hear the girl, sir. She,
Peace. What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirits, sir.
Never saw no spirits?
never.
Okay. Quiz tomorrow, last one.